Welcome to the Mack Talks, everybody. I am your host, Scott Johnson. My voice is a little bit raspy today. This is my co-host, Chase Hutchison. His voice is raspy as well because he comes to work sick on a regular basis and likes to spread it around.
Sorry if I'm nasally, guys. I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm powering through it.
Chase, tell the people what the Mack Talks is about.
So if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or impactful leader, the Mack Talks are the vehicle that brings you the stories that you need to hear.
That's right. So Chase is going to go ahead and introduce our next guest that we have on the program today because he's so eloquent.
Yeah. So our next guest is involved with personal training, motivational speaking, and fitness education in the Norwalk community. He's been involved in fitness for over 20 years and trains his clients in both physical and mental health, which helps them push past their comfort zones and into wellness. Andrew Berman is currently an owner and personal trainer at G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness. He's also heavily involved in giving back to the community, working with Catch a Lift Fund, hosting a holiday charity boot camp on Christmas Eve, raising money for the Open Door Shelter, and involving his team in the Push Against Cancer event with G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness, being a top team, raising almost $30,000. Andy Berman, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. You definitely did your homework, but I am also mostly in Westport, despite the stalking you did on my Instagram and Facebook, which was very nice. You did a very good job, except for it's mostly Westport.
Nice. So what's up, man? How are you? Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, dude. So truthfully, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
So after you contacted me, I know we know each other for the longest time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how far does this really go? I was like, I'm gonna do a little homework. So I stalked you on Facebook.
Nice.
And I was trying to figure out how far we go back.
Yeah.
How far do we go back?
We go back pretty far. So there was I don't know if I ever told you this because it's funny because we've never actually hung out, but we've worked together.
I thought you were going to say you slept with my sister.
We've never hung out, but we've worked together on I always support your stuff that you do, and you've supported the stuff that I've done throughout the years. And it's kind of funny because we've met and we've had meetings and things like that, but it's always about foundation work and raising money and trying to help people and stuff like that. So I don't know if I've told you this with inside of the other meetings that we've had, but we go actually really far back. And I'll tell you how far back we go. I grew up on Main Street in those apartments right downtown in the Tuxedo Junction happening days.
Oh, wow.
And you were a bouncer at the door and you took my fake ID.
Wait, how much of an age difference is there between us?
There's not much. I'm 42. So how old are you?
45.
Yeah. So 3 years, I was 19. You were in your early 20s,
right,
or
so
I was 20.
That's
you know what I mean?
when I just started working.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was pretty funny. We were just talking about it. We were saying when you get into your 30s and 40s, a few years does not make a difference. But when you're 19 to 23, there is a big difference.
Yeah,
but
you're a tall guy as it is.
Yeah.
Was it a good ID?
It worked. You were the only one that took it. It always worked. So obviously,
Give myself a little comment.
Yeah, you always do it. So we go back that far. And then obviously, we've had mutual friends and stuff like that. We've worked together on Newtown Strong. Andy put together an awesome team and helped us basically raise over $20,000, put together a great team for the Tough Mudders.
Yep.
Thank God he did not. Well, he tried to get me to take part in it, but
that didn't work out.
I would have loved to see that, honestly.
Didn't work out too well. We generally just had burgers and drank a couple beers at Blue. I was like, this will be my Tough Mudder. So,
I appreciate you contributing to Blue.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, we just wanted to have you on the show because you do a lot of really awesome stuff.
Thanks.
Your social media is hilarious. You guys, the rest of the GOATs, they're freaking hilarious. You guys. So
we have lots of issues.
Yes. So we wanted to have you on the show and kind of talk a little bit about, some of the different things that you're doing and stuff. So now the total that Chase gave, that's the total for this year. That's total that you guys have raised.
Which total are we talking about for which foundation?
What was it? 29,000 for push-ups.
Push-ups?
Yeah,
that was for the
go to his trusty notes.
Okay, so that is definitely a little bit of a rusty number. So to give you a little bit of a history on the push-ups, this coming up June will be the 10th annual.
Okay.
The first year we did it, we raised $8,900.
Yep.
And I thought that was the cat's meow. I was like, damn, that is awesome.
Yep.
Little did I know where it was going to be today. So basically every year we've gone up between 25 to 30, 40%. So the first year was $8,900. Last year we were in the 1 hour push-ups, we raised $152,000.
Wow.
The combined total for 9 years is $487,995.
Wow, that is awesome.
So we're going to be breaking the $500,000. Thanks. It's a total team effort. We're breaking the $500,000 mark this year.
That is great. Yep. That is awesome. Yeah, I think the 29,000 number is on the website for like just your team, but you're a major part of all of it.
Man, I really dropped the ball today, guys. I just got to come out. I just got to come forward and say that this is now my second error, maybe even third error. We're not even 5 minutes into the podcast. You know, I got a lot of ground to make.
We have a scoreboard. We can keep track. Yeah. Every time he messes up, shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna really.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I apologize for underselling that number. That's an incredible achievement.
It's all good.
I mean, $500,000. Some people don't even see that much money in their life, and the fact that that's going towards, you know, something as great as that is.
So tell us a little bit more about the foundation and what exactly they do with the money and stuff like that.
So the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp is a 501(c) started by Paul Newman.
Yep.
I know you know who he is. Are you old enough to?
Here comes
Paul
the young
Newman.
reference.
He was in movies.
Test number 3.
He was in movies.
Name one movie.
No, I can't do
That's
it.
funny though, because I don't think right now off the top
Fail
of my
number
head.
3.
He has his own salad dressing.
All right, that works.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That works. All right. So back in, I guess it's my math is correct. 2009, I opened up a gym in Westport, and I wanted to do something for a good cause, and I wanted to. Pick a charity that had some security to it, some structural integrity, because you're always hearing about scams out there.
Yep.
I didn't want to have to deal with trying to sell somebody on a charity, like trying to sell them to, to participate and do all that elbow grease. That I don't mind, but I don't want to have to sell anybody on this is really legit. You know? So when somebody told me Paul Newman's backyard was Westport, and I'm a big fan of Paul Newman, like a lot of other people, and that the charity is a summer camp for kids battling serious illnesses such as AIDS, HIV, leukemia, cancer, the most rarest cancers that you'll ever hear of.
Yeah.
So the great thing about the summer camp is it provides a once-in-a-lifetime summer camp experience for these kids. So all the stuff that we had growing up, all the great experiences, even the bad experiences, at least we were able to own those.
Yep.
These kids don't even have that choice.
Yeah.
24/7, 365, these kids are in surgeries, procedures, needles, doctor appointments. I mean, we got to go home, do homework, get yelled at by our parents, clean our room, play outside. These kids got none of that. So as lame as all that sounds that we just, got accustomed to, technically we took it for granted. These kids don't even have that luxury.
Yeah.
So the great thing about the summer camp is this is one chance to actually be a kid. And I had the great privilege of going up to the summer camp twice already now. And I got to tell you, it's like summer camp on steroids.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Where's the camp at?
The camp is in Ashford, Connecticut.
Okay.
So it's about 2 hours up. It's basically almost on the Mass border.
Yeah.
And it's like, I won't lie, when I went up for my first tour and even the second time, I was teary-eyed along with the rest of the friends that we came up with. Because you're looking around and like, we've all probably gone to summer camp, but you're looking around and like you could just hear the kids laughing in the background. It is just straight up it's like
that's awesome.
Feeds your soul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
So how does it work? People do push-ups and just it's like what is it, the Jerry Lewis, like the
telethon?
Yeah.
It's not a telethon, but I like where your head's at.
You guys are killing me with these old time
shout
outs.
Do you know what a payphone is?
I used a payphone to call the police department.
Just found out what a Rolodex was.
Do you know what a flip phone is? How far are we going back?
I had a Motorola Razr. I'm 23 years old, just so you know.
Oh, 23. Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought you were a little bit older, but 23. All right. All right. So to answer your question, Scott. So the way it works is this. I wanted to structure it in a way. First of all, I can't say that I can't take all the credit for coming up with the actual event. About 3 years prior to that, I was in. It's actually a funny story, but I'll make it quick so I don't bore you.
No.
I was at the War Memorial working out about 2007, I think, or 6. And I was just finished a heavy set working out, feeling all big, throwing around dumbbells and stuff. And I go
picking things up and putting them down.
Exactly. And I go to the water fountain, I get a drink, and I see this poster about the water fountain. And it says, putting your muscles to work or something. And then I'm thinking it was a push-up event. It was called Pushing Past Autism.
Yep. And
it's run by a gentleman named Larry Cruz, a lawyer in Reading, who I'm very good friends with now. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll do it. So the following day, I'm back up in Westport lifting with my buddy, and we're throwing some weights around and everything. And I just look at him, and I'm like, dude, we're big for nothing. And then I'm like, the first thing that popped in my mind was that sign over the water fountain. So I'm like, let's put our muscles to work. Yeah. So it was basically that particular event where I got the idea from was a 4-hour push-up event. And what you did is you went out and you got people to sponsor you per push-up or for your effort, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. So we went out there and we did, it was 4 hours at the O'Neill Center, did the push-ups, and I got my clients to sponsor me and everything. And Great time, and we were able collectively everybody raised I think like almost $10,000. So it was great.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fast forward 2 years later, I opened up a gym. I want to do something, so I took his idea. I called it Push Against Cancer.
Yep. And
it was for Paul Newman, like we were starting to talk about. So that's kind of where the idea get. But to answer your question more directly, Scott. So basically, I told people they could do one of two things. First, I met with the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. I told them, this is what I want to do.
Yep.
They were all for it, and because it's a big foundation, like a lot of others, and anybody that's done any fundraising, they know that a lot of times they give you the ability to create your own fundraising page.
Yeah.
And then you send out the link, and you're. So what I did is I learned over the years. I made lots of mistakes with this event, and I just learn as I go. So what I do is I tell everyone to to get their own fundraising page, and I give them something to write. I basically tell them make it your own, but say something like this.
Yep.
Hi, I'm participating in the 9th annual Push Against Cancer. This is a once in a lifetime summer camp experience for brave kids battling serious illnesses such as If you'd like to sponsor my prior efforts or for push-ups or per push-up, please click the link below.
Yeah.
And that's it. And everyone sends it out. So I've learned over time just because, some people tend to be a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
We could all be a little bit lazy.
Yeah. Well, try it.
The easier.
We know trying to get people to give us Google reviews. We know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So I learned over the years as easy as possible.
You don't have to give me a gigantic check. Here's a link.
Just click, press, 25 seconds.
And I mean a gigantic check by not money wise. I'm talking just a big check, like a 6-foot check. You know how they make those gigantic. You don't have to do that. Just click the link and pay through there. That's great. That's awesome.
That's basically how that works.
Yeah, that's great. And what other type? I know you're involved in a lot of stuff. Like you did stuff for with Newtown Strong, which I think is cool. I mean, like I said, he contacted us, and he was like, "What can I do to help?" Which I thought was awesome because, like you said, you research your stuff that you put your name behind because, like you said, you're not going to sell whether it's a legit charity or not because who the hell wants to do that? You want to be able to sell people on basically donating to it. So I thought it was awesome that that he reached out and that he said, what can I do? Let's get together. Let's try to figure out some different ideas that we can do. So what are the other things that you've done besides Newtown Strong, besides the the push-ups and all that other type of stuff?
So in the past, other foundations have reached out. I've done stuff for the Special Olympics. I've worked with
I saw that.
Many different police departments, and it's great teaming up with the police departments of particular towns, and you pick a cause and you get the community involved. As you can see, it's a home before you even raise any money. Just the fact that you have the community participating with the local police in some fitness event. Everyone comes together for a great cause. It's so many great things come out of that besides the money being raised. But to answer your question, so I'm actually on the board of directors of an organization called the Catch a Lift Fund.
Yep.
And what we do here is we 501(c), and they're based out of Maryland. And we provide fitness for free for post 9/11 Afghanistan, Iraqi vets coming back suffering from PTSD.
Wow.
We're talking about guys, stuff that we only saw in the movies, Platoon and all that.
Yeah.
These guys and girls lived the real thing.
Yeah.
So the small little history with that is back in 2005, 2006, a gentleman named Chris Coughlin joined at the age of 41. He was a badass football player, Division I lacrosse. He got sick of seeing his friends. He was 41 years old. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He was sick of seeing his friends come in after 9/11. The ones that once we started the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, coming back in body bags. And he was totally selfless, badass. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and I'm sick of my friends coming back. They have families and husbands and wives and kids. I've got nobody. I should be out there. So he enlisted at the age of 41. He broke every PT record at the age of 41.
Wow.
He's going up against 18-year-olds.
Jesus.
Exactly. So after several successful tours in Afghanistan, he was unfortunately blown up by an ID and lost his life. And he always used to say to his, I don't want to take the mic off and everything, but if we look at my jacket, you'll see the emblem for Catch a Lift Fund. It's a hand over a barbell. He always understood what you get out of the workouts, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, the psychological benefits from it. And he always used to say to his sister, Lynn, who created the foundation on his behalf, I'm going to go catch a lift. And he used to wave his hand at her.
Wow.
So on his behalf in 2009, she came up with the Catch a Lift Fund.
Wow, that's awesome.
And since then, probably about, I'm going to mess up the number, we've helped about 7,000 combat veterans get help. And we're talking about veterans that, because Chris Coughlin was a combat vet, the criteria really is you need to be a combat vet. Post 9/11.
Yeah.
And we provide fitness for. So what I do, they're based in Maryland, but about 2 to 3 times a year, and you've probably seen it on my social media before, is we bring about 15 to 20 highly decorated, badass men and women in between the ages, in their mid 20s to like, even the early 40s. And we show them a lot of love. Thank you for everything that you did. We appreciate you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we throw them a bunch of workouts. It started very organically. I brought them to a couple of my friends who own gyms. We all worked out together. We ate together, hung out, and a lot of tears were shed.
Yeah.
We bring them to the VFW. You want to talk about just striking your soul. There was at one point, there was this Marine, Sarah Rudder that we work with, and she came down a couple years ago with this, and we brought this group to the VFW like usual. And she was talking to this guy at the VFW, who I won't use his name. He was a Vietnam vet.
Yep.
And he has never talked about the war, never talked about everything, never complained, bitched, moaned, quiet and everything. Mm-hmm. And she told her story. And he came up to thank her for coming down, and he couldn't even shake her hand. He started to bawl, crying.
Wow.
He let out probably 60 years of just
wow,
God knows what.
Yeah.
And then everyone else started to cry, and it was just a chain reaction of just organic awesomeness.
That togetherness too is just so helps people get through things. So
funny, hold them up. Calling. They must be listening. They're calling right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Scott and I were just talking before you came in about the state of veterans and how we take care of our veterans in America, and how really terrible it is that we have so many, when right now we're fighting over a wall, we're fighting over healthcare. We can't even take care of our own $5.5 billion, whatever estimated for this wall. We'd rather give that to the veterans that are coming back really in pieces. And there's support systems in place, but I think that's one of the biggest tragedies or shames of our country is that there are people coming back and have no.
It's support, a very good point.
And to kind of piggyback off of that, my whole thing is the government can't really figure out how to deliver the mail. So to expect them to be able to take care of veterans with a system or with something is, and I know that people try and stuff. So I give them credit because they're trying, but it's really hard when you're doing it with tax dollars. So that's what makes the work that you do with the Catch a Lift even more important. And a lot of other people too. I mean, they do the cycling thing. What is the one that they do the cycling?
You're talking about
where
Help Our Military Heroes. Help Our Military Heroes.
Yeah.
They supply handicap accessible vans. I've done a couple of fundraisers.
I know you've done those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's that's what makes it even more important because I know you. And you're not getting involved with anything that's not giving all of that money to those things. There's nobody at the top of that's making a couple $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? Like the Red Cross or those type of things. So for me, I would rather give my money to the things that Andy supports because I know he vets them. You know what I mean? Instead of giving my money to the Red Cross because the Red Cross is only going to give 20% of your money or whatever it may be. I mean, I'm sure you've seen those different graphs and stuff that show. Mm-hmm. So I mean, obviously we need the Red Cross. Obviously we need those things, but I just feel as though your money goes so much further when you work with local charities and stuff like that. I mean, what do you think about that? Is that one of the reasons why too? I mean, that you feel
you guys definitely struck on a couple of things. One of the biggest reasons, back to what you said, Chase, is we got involved about 10, 11 years ago in all this heavy duty charity stuff is because that was exactly it. I just got sick of everyone bitching and complaining things were wrong, and they have a right to. So I'm not even getting on the general public on that. Mm-hmm. They have a right to, but I just got sick of watching it, and there's so much corruption and so much bullshit. Yep. I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm just going to start doing something myself. Grab some friends. We started rocking out, creating these fitness charity events. They seem to work. People want a lot. There's so many good people that want to do something and want to help out that just don't know how. And all my friends and I did is we provided basically a ladder, a highway to do that. We created all these fitness charity events, and it's not rocket science. It took me 6 years to graduate for a 4-year degree. So trust me, it's not rocket science.
That's awesome.
And we just got together a bunch of people, and it's just like anything else. Happiness and evil is like cancer. It's going to spread either way. Mm-hmm. But you get a bunch of great people around with a lot of great energy.
Momentum in the other way.
Anything is possible. We raised $500,000 for these kids to go to summer camp. Anything is possible.
Yeah, and I don't mean to undercut what's being done, because I think on the private side with your charities like yours, the ones that you're a part of, a lot is being done, but it's not being done by the government and the people who claim to be who use veterans as a platform to promote themselves and their agenda. And then, on the flip side, they're not backing it up. So, and I used to do stuff when I was in college. I worked with Wounded Warrior Fund because I played a lot of lacrosse, and they were very tightly knit I haven't checked in with the Wounded Warrior Fund since I was in college, but I think that it's not doing as well as it was. I think because of some management issues, we were talking about, like some of these do get. They get taken control of by people who have other interests. But that was something that I used to do. And I was happy to see that in our schools, in colleges, and in high schools, these things are being promoted. I mean, the word is getting around. Kids are actually taking the initiative and trying to, band together to help these organizations, and I do notice that as well. So I didn't mean to undercut what's being done.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So you were talking about some of your friends, so I want you to mention some of them because I know you're your boys. You guys are hilarious. You guys are such a tight knit group. So shout out some of the other the goats.
So my boys' names, my best friends and business partners, Flo, Troy, and George.
Yep.
And together we form G.O.A.T Mafya a couple years back.
Yep.
And basically what G.O.A.T Mafya is, everyone kind of looks at it and, GOAT, greatest of all time. We don't think we're the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
What we try to do with our training, our philosophy has always been, we came together, but our philosophy before we got together, especially as really tight friends and family, is we always try to share our love and our passion for fitness and life through physical exercise.
Yeah.
So we try to bring out, and again, this is what I'm getting at, is we've always tried to bring out everyone's own individual greatest of all time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Mafia being family, G.O.A.T Mafia.
Yeah.
Fitness.
No, that's awesome.
So that's actually where it comes from. So those are my boys. We do everything together, all the fitness events. We work really hard to spread it out. And
you guys have fun doing it.
Yeah, that's
which
what
we were talking about before.
You gotta love.
You guys have a good time, and you're like some of the realest people on social media.
Sometimes maybe too real.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great though, because that's what allows people to feel comfortable supporting you in the different things that you're doing and the donations that you get for these different organizations. You know what I mean? So, but that kind of takes me into like your entrepreneurial side. So you've always kind of you've been a part of different gyms. You have the G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness. I know that you were a restaurant owner. So tell us a little bit about that. So.
Back when I was, I knew I wanted to, I had the crappiest work ethic.
Yeah.
And I barely got through high school and through college.
Yep.
And then when I got out of college, all of a sudden, I was like 20, it was actually at the same time. I was about 23, 24.
Right around when you took my ID.
Probably, because it was back in those tuxedo days. So I remember waking up, I was passed out on my parents' couch. It was like 10 in the morning. I woke up, went to the bathroom. I'm looking in the mirror as I'm pissing. And not to be too graphic.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
We've all been there.
I look in the mirror and two things happen to me. I look in the mirror and I was like, oh, I have a shadow.
Yeah.
I can grow a beard. So I was psyched on that one level. Yeah. And the second thing is that part wasn't important, but
You had a beard pump.
I had a beard pump, absolutely. You're 23. You might get it in like another year or two.
Yeah. I'm hoping so.
But keeping it real, I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? I want to start. Something just went off in my head as a light bulb. So that was the entrepreneurial light bulb that went off. My parents always had like a ridiculously strong ethic.
Yeah.
They're baby boomers. I'm sure you know that generation.
Oh, yeah.
They're our parents, and they worked really hard and they kept it real back in the day.
Yep.
So it rubbed off finally after all the goofing off and partying for years.
Yeah, right.
And since that point, I've never worked like probably under 70, 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I started, I was managing Tuxedo Junction at the time.
Yep.
And then shortly after that, and I was personal training the whole entire time. Even through college, I was personal training. So that never stopped.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Southern Connecticut State University.
Okay, yeah,
New Haven.
Cool, yep.
And studied exercise physiology, nutrition, and public health.
Yep.
I had 3 minors. That's what they did with kids that weren't that smart. They gave you the option for liberal studies. Yeah, liberal arts, where you're kind of smart. And then liberal studies, all right, you need 3 minors, not one more.
That's awesome.
So I went from there, and then I decided at that point I worked for a bunch of great guys, and then I wanted to open up my own restaurant bar. So fast forward, then back in, let's see if I get the dates right. In 2007, my partners and I opened up Blue Cafe in Danbury, Connecticut.
Yep.
And we're down the road from you guys.
Yep.
appreciated you contributing to the cause. Yeah. And we had that for a bunch of years. And, you know, I think all you guys, anybody that's involved in any type of business, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yep.
And Cheesecake and Brio was moving into the area. And like, I just had this feeling. I was like, you know, they're monsters.
Yeah.
They're going to take 20% from everybody. At the time, I owned a gym at that point. And I'm working like mad hours there. I'm driving an hour.
You're down.
Yeah, you don't even want to see these grays.
Yo, I got them
my
too.
natural highlights.
Yeah.
This is why I have natural highlights. I would work from 5 in the morning at my gym in Westport until about 5 at night.
Yep.
Then I would get into the shower. I'd haul ass to Danbury to get there for the dinner crowd.
Yep.
That would be from like 6:37, and then we turned into a club, and that would go until like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Finish out with everything you need to at the bar. You're driving back home at 5, 6 in the morning.
Yep.
So the scariest thing ever was, I remember one of my clients saying about a year after that, he's like, "You work a lot, huh?" And, you know, this guy's making like, you know, $20 million a year. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, "Do you ever count the hours?" And I'm like, "I'm afraid to."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Let's count." And I'm like, all right. So I did the math that I just explained to you.
Yep.
So it turned out my Friday and Saturdays were 24-hour days. I didn't realize it.
Wow.
And then it was the worst thing I ever did. I think actually the Grays grew
at that point, they really started to come
So
in.
I was doing the math and I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm such a loser. So Monday and Tuesday were like light days. Those were like 16-hour days.
Yeah.
Between the two businesses, Wednesday, Thursday were like 18 and then 20 and 24. It was ridiculous. So entrepreneurial from the first day between the gym. The gym opened up in 2009.
Yep.
And again, we had that for 5 years. I had the restaurant for the gym just about for the same time for about 5 years.
No, it's entrepreneur. You got to know when to hold them.
Yeah, you know
I've been in and out of businesses too, so you got to know when to get out.
You know what?
Yep.
And you know, a lot of people might look at this as like, they look at situations like that as failures. Those failures are in that grind that you went through to get to that failure was just a stepping stone for you to get to where you were meant to be.
Yep.
That's all it is, and that's all I ever saw it as.
And Blue was tremendously.
Oh yeah,
you guys did something that really wasn't done. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot different than what you know.
I thought my partner was on crack when he first told me the concept. He's like, "We're going to do sushi, burgers, and pizza."
Yeah,
I said, "We sound like a diner."
Yeah,
I got to give him props though because he made it work.
Yeah. No, it definitely worked. It definitely worked.
So had those, and then you know, from having the gym for 5 years, I just noticed that like all the other businesses, you know, if you're moving ahead, which we were, you know, you're creeping up like this steadily. And I'm looking at my timeline and I'm like, I'm about to turn 40.
Yeah.
Not married, no kids, work like a dog, no life.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. So I stepped out of that.
Yep.
And it was the best thing I ever did because then, again, it opened up. Sometimes in life, and I think you guys can vouch for this, sometimes in order to get to like that bigger, better step, you got to like take a step back, evaluate, and get out.
Yep.
You got to close the door to open up like several other avenues.
Yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, you know, I'm not super religious, but I'm somewhat spiritual in the sense. And anybody that's been on this earth for a certain amount of years, you become a little spiritual.
You have to.
You understand how life works, and the way the whole universe thing works. So you can, you know, say screw you to being spiritual, but at the end of the day, anybody that's got like a solid head on their shoulders sees it. So it opened up a lot of avenues in the charity and the fundraising and all this stuff. And
yeah, you're extremely entrepreneurial in that sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the businesses that you've owned and, you know, just the different charities and stuff. So it's funny because when you were talking about the push-ups for cancer for the kids, like it makes me think like, what were you like when you were younger? Obviously you're a big dude. You were probably one of the bigger dudes growing up.
Nope.
No, you weren't? After?
I got picked on, man.
Really? Because I've envisioned you being the guy that you would be like, stop picking on him. You know what I mean? Like my boy Nick, when I got picked on, he was like the one that would always be like, yeah, you better stop picking on him or I'm gonna start. You know what I mean? So, but I could envision you being that guy. You know what I mean?
Opposite.
Really?
I was the fat kid that got picked on all the time.
Yeah.
And then got sick of it. Started wrestling in high school. Danbury was always a great wrestling team. I was like mediocre at best.
Yep.
But I discovered weights, and I worked off my frustration and emotions with the weights, and found a love for it. And then I went to college, and then craziest thing between I owe to Molson Ice 24 ounces and to the college food because I was gaining like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Thank God muscle somehow.
Yeah.
Every semester. So to the
point
my friends thought I was to the point my friends thought I was on steroids.
Yeah.
Totally. So you know, it just so I wasn't that kid that was
doing and
then
maybe
downs.
it's not what I thought, but it's actually maybe one of the reasons why you give back so much too, because you've been in the position of being the underdog and of feeling, being picked on and those type of things, and that's what makes you want to help people. You know what I mean?
That's kind of it. Basically,
not to turn this into a therapy session.
No, you have a couch I can lay on. Let's go. No, but you actually nailed it on the head, Scott.
Yeah.
It's I firmly believe, and I never really thought about it, but you could be right. Thank you for psychoanalyzing.
Yeah, no problem. Usually Chase does that, but
But yeah, I firmly believe, and this is maybe why I believe that those that can help should help.
Yep.
Because you have so many people, and I'm so back to what you were talking about, the government and everything. I can't put my money into the charities that the government has, because you just do not know where it's going.
Yep.
Every day something's popping up about some scam or something. I'm like,
yep.
I don't even want to waste my time because I'm working way too hard, like a lot of other Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So those that should help should, and everybody at the end of the day, it's like I go around a lot of the fundraising that I do, my friends do, and my G.O.A.T Mafias is it's a lot of elbow grease, getting people to participate. But the great thing about our sharing our love, all the stuff that you see on our social media with the love and passion for fun and fitness and how we combine everything, everybody automatically, they see where our heart is and then we're in the right place, that they want to be involved with what we're involved. So they don't even ask questions anymore. They see that we're going to throw a fundraiser, they want in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They want in.
They come to you now, which is same for me. Like whenever every year when you do this and I see it, I'm like, I got to give to it, because that's what I would rather give to. Like, you know what I mean? Because of what you're saying.
It's good to see exactly where the money's going. And
yes.
You just know where it's going somewhere good, because there are so many great people out there that really, even the ones that are bitching all the time, everybody at the end of the day, for the most part, is a good person, big heart, and they want to do the right thing. They just don't know exactly how.
Yep.
And if you give them that platform to do it, they will step up. And all the charities that you see me do, I'm not to be congratulated. I was merely a stepping stone for so many people to do the right thing.
Yeah, that's great. And when is the event for Push event?
So I can, I guess I can kind of temporary publicly release it out, because it's not set in stone.
Okay.
But usually I'll give you a tentative, and it's a tentative for anybody that's listening.
All right.
June 9th, it looks like it's going to be on a Sunday.
Okay, cool.
We used to do it on Saturdays, but I switched it to Sundays 2 years ago, just because Saturdays there's so many sporting events for kids. Yeah. And we thought that, you know what, maybe if we did it on Sunday, we might have some luck in getting more. Yeah. And sure enough, we had more of a participation.
And where do you do the event at? Is it the same place every year, or
It's the same place every year. It's at the Levitt Pavilion.
Okay.
Again, there might be some new news for that. I'm not going to release that yet.
All right.
But for the past, because of the sphere, the beauty, one of the most beautiful things about this organization, this event that's grown, and the community coming together with the police, is it's gotten so big that we had to start renting out the Levitt Pavilion 4 years ago.
Yep.
We were doing it inside. We started off, I was doing it in my gym when I had a gym.
Yep.
And then after I got rid of my gym, I asked one of my friends who owned a gym if he would do it. And he was, absolutely, let's bring him in. We packed his gym. It got to the point where people were doing them outside because we ran out of room.
Yep.
So one of my clients and very good friends happens to be the chief of police in Westport, Felipe Cosquinos, an awesome guy. And he teamed up with me, basically when I started training, which was the first year, and we got the police involved, the firemen involved, the community involved. I noticed
that. That's
just
so amazing.
You get the right people with the right hearts in one room to magic.
It's not about the amount of money that you can give.
Hell no.
Even if you can't give any money, but you show up to the event. Yeah. That's huge because you're supporting it. You know what I mean?
It's so funny you say that, because I have, every year we work on getting more people involved, and some of the people that get involved to help out on the committee, they're like, why are you letting these people come because some people come just to cheer, but they're not participating or donating. I'm like, it's not about that. Mm-hmm. You do it for the right reasons. Bring the community together. Yep. As a result, stuff is going to wind up happening. Somebody that wasn't donating or sponsoring or participating, they were just there clapping and just there because it was a scene. Yep. All of a sudden, they're dropping down, they're doing push-ups because they're motivated, because there's kids on stage with cancer and they're doing push-ups.
Yeah.
So that's a positive right there.
Yeah,
and then it pays it forward, and they go home, they tell their kids, and next year, I see them bring their kids in to do push-ups.
Yeah.
So you do everything for the right reasons. It circle back eventually.
It's true.
That's a ripple effect,
100%, man.
Yeah. Definitely. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So I know we kind of got to wrap up, because I know that you probably got to go train somebody, and
I got to scream at somebody.
Yeah, right. I love it though. I
love
seeing
no idea why I still have it.
So real quick, who are the type of people that you train? You train everybody from athletes in high school. They're scrappy, acting up. Scrappy. Don't make me scrappy. Make this a mistake. All right, I brought you in the first time for a podcast, and now he's
Paleo
out there.
Cat. Paleo Cat probably eats Scrappy.
Yeah, I think so. I think Scrappy would get his ass kicked by Paleo Cat.
I gotta tell you a quick funny story.
Go ahead.
So this was the first cat I've ever had.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I love my cat to death, but I'm a dog guy, right?
Yeah.
So I'll never forget. Like I had the cat maybe for like a year or two. And I was at lunch at Little Barn in Wilton, or Little Pub in Wilton.
Yeah.
And I was getting into my truck, and this is literally a few years ago, and I saw this pit bull. And I had no idea how badass cats were, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm bringing this up.
Okay.
So this big 70-pound pit bull. So at the time I was dating this girl, and she rescued pit bulls, right?
Yep.
So like I FaceTime her. I'm like, what do I do? She goes, call it over. I'm like, are you crazy? This thing's going to eat me. It's like, no. She goes, is it wagging its tail? I'm like, yeah. She goes, does it look beat up? I'm like, no. I'm like, all right. So I happen to have, because I help her with the pit bulls and everything, I happen to have dog food in my car. So I call the dog over. It's a girl. It's wagging its tail. It's eating on my hand. Like, I mean, I've had dogs all my life. So at this point, I know I'm cool. Mm-hmm. It's not going to eat my ass.
Yeah.
So I go, what do I do now? And she goes, you got to bring it home. And I'm like, bring the pit bull? I was like, I have a cat at home.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, the pit bull's going to eat my cat. I was like, there's no way. She goes, no, animals figure it out. I'm like, okay. So I bring it home, and I was living at the time in an apartment. We had cathedral ceilings, so my staircase going from the living room to the loft was like 18 feet straight up. It was pretty steep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right. So I put the dog on a leash. I walk it into my apartment. I'm tiptoeing in. I'm looking around. Don't see the cat, and I had a feeling the cat was sitting on top of the stairwell like they do with the hands in front like this and just looking down.
Yeah.
So I bring the dog around. The dog stops. Dog points his tail. I'm like, and I go, what do I do now? And she goes, let the dog off the leash. I'm like, no.
They'll figure it out.
She goes, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I let the dog off the leash.
Yeah.
Dog runs up the stairs. The cat's standing there all gangster.
Yeah.
Doesn't even move.
The rapid fire.
The dog gets the top step. Cat goes,
yeah.
Dog was flying down the stairs. I had the dog until I found the owner for like 2 nights.
Yep.
The dog slept at the bottom of the stairwell. The cat was in my bed sleeping without a worry.
Oh my God.
Craziest thing I've ever seen. At that point, I understood cats and dogs.
Cats don't play.
They do not play. My cat had
Scrappy's gotten it a few times.
Fear.
Yeah.
Our cat at home looks just like Paleo Cat. Name is Dosi, which means sweetheart in Portuguese. So Dosi... She is a sweetheart, but it's funny because sometimes she'll hide behind things and Scrappy will walk by. She'll just smack him on his ass, like, so it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, I have a dog and a cat, and they both spar. We call it sparring because they'll get together. My dog really hates my cat. My cat loves my dog, so the cat will approach the dog and start playing with her, and my dog will start barking, and then they just go at it like wrestling, like full on wrestling. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
All right, look, Scrappy made it on his first podcast. Look at him. Look at the little ham bone. He made it on his first podcast. So,
can I ask you? Like, this is my first podcast.
Yeah.
So this is video and
audio.
So I was being video this whole time.
You didn't even know that? No. Oh, sorry. I thought you saw the camera right there.
No, there's your. Oh, now
dead giveaway.
That's our wide over there. That's our wide.
What's up?
That's mine. Here's Chase.
Nice.
You
right guys
there.
are high tech.
We're trying, man.
Yeah.
We're trying. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
But listen, we really, really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm so looking forward to supporting the stuff that you have coming up. To our huge listener base, which I think we're up to 37, maybe 38 when Andy leaves on subscribers on YouTube, right? So
I feel like calling Scott out right now.
Oh boy,
you know how he just said, I look forward to helping the cause.
Yeah.
How about you say right now, officially, publicly, that you'll participate in the 10th annual Push Against Cancer?
I will.
What's your excuse?
I don't have no excuse.
Then what's your answer?
Yes.
This is what he says.
Chase will be as well.
This is what he says before
Chase
the
will
body.
be as well.
He's like, I'll donate the money. I just don't want to do the push-ups.
You know how many times I hear that?
I'll go to the bar and I'll do my push-ups with the beers.
You know how many times I hear that? And then I usually tell
I'll
whoever
actually
tells that
give
to me.
more money to not do push-ups. No, I'll do the push-ups. I'll do the push-ups.
I appreciate that, but that's a very common answer. And then my usual remark is, you know what? Forget it. It's just kids with cancer. Screw them. They don't. They could do the push-ups.
All of a sudden
I'm sure you have a really good excuse. He's got lymphoma, and they do the push-ups. But you know what? your excuse is probably much better.
Much better.
Thanks for bringing that up, Chase.
Than lymphoma.
Thank you for bringing that up, Chase. Thanks.
I had to call you out. We're doing call-outs.
You know what? We'll do one more. We'll do that,
I like
and
it.
then we'll actually vlog the event and create something as well, if that's okay. If that's all right.
Maybe
we
you'll
gotta
invite
ask, but
me and one other down here to speak beforehand.
Definitely.
Usually, let me throw something out. I got to talk to the hole in the wall game camp. But one of the things we implemented a couple of years ago was having one of the kids who's in remission, who was in the camp, and now they're fortunate where they're in college now, speak on what the camp did for them. And it's great. There's not a dry eye in the house when they come to the push-up event and tell everybody.
Yeah. Yes.
And so if we can maybe arrange, I get one of the ex-campers to come here with me.
That would be great.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, I want to support.
I don't want to invite myself here again, but
I want to support everything that you're doing.
Awesome.
I definitely want to go. I think
it's part of the reason we do this, to do stuff like that and use this as a platform for the people we have on.
I know I can't do as many push-ups as you and Chase though, but it's that's not the point. The point is you just get over there and you do as many as you can.
But I'll tell you how to practice really quick without taking up too much of your time. So it's really easy. Get your cell phone, because this is what I tell everybody to do. You get your cell phone.
You got a push-up app in there?
No, I should. It's a 10th annual,
I know, right?
I feel like calling Microsoft and be like,
Yeah, right.
So what I tell people to do is set it for like 10 minutes and start off with a number of push-ups that you can do. So hit the timer and say if you can max out at 20, say you do 5 push-ups. Do 5 push-ups, take about 10 seconds, and then you wait for 30 seconds to go by.
Yeah.
And then when it hits 9:30, do 5 more.
Yep.
See if you can keep that up for 10 minutes. If you can't keep it up, lower it. But keep mental note as to what your progress was for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then 3 days later, bump it to 15 or 20.
Push-ups
before
are some
you
of the
know it.
best.
You know, like a marathon, you never run practicing for the marathon, you never run the actual whole marathon prior.
Yeah.
Push-ups is somewhat similar, or athletic training is similar, it's the same philosophy. So basically what you do is you work your way up to doing like 30 or 45 minutes through that. Before you know it, you're going to have a ridiculous number. And I guarantee you,
and
if you say you're going to come in and do 250, I guarantee you're going to come and do 500. Because the adrenaline pumping, you're watching kids with one leg on stage with cancer doing push-ups. You get down on your ass and you do some push-ups.
No, that's awesome. And, push-ups are some of the best exercise that you can do.
Yeah.
Right? Body weight, like.
Well, that and burpees.
Yeah. Oh God, don't get this guy. That's a whole nother segment. That's a whole nother podcast is Andy with his burpees. I remember he had a window where everything on social media was just about.
Burpee.
Yeah. He's out in the snow doing burpees. Like.
Dude, I have no idea how I still have a job, to be honest with you. People still have me coming back to their houses. I have no idea why.
That's awesome. Well, we know why, and you know why, because you do awesome things and you're a great guy. So Chase is going to close us out here because I know you got to go scream at people, and to get them into shape. So Chase is going to close us out. He's going to give all your handles and everything like that.
This is on. Hold on, this is on video too, right?
Yeah.
All right, you made 3 mistakes.
Uh-oh.
So can you take the headphones off? Do 3 burpees.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I love burpees.
All right, good. All right, here we go. Ready?
All right, you're going to judge me. So make sure I'm honest.
Do we need to go through the form first?
Do you want me to do 3 or you want me to do 10? Because
I think he's good.
Right
I like your style.
Oh, boy.
10.
I was on the wrestling team.
Let's do it.
Oh, the wrestling team.
Danbury.
Yeah.
All right, bring it.
I
Let's
learned
see.
about burpees.
He was the captain at Newtown.
I learned burpees.
1. Not bad. Man's got some skills. He wears a polo shirt, but he can do burpees.
Look at him.
2.
Dude, don't rip your skinny jeans. Do not
These are flexy.
rip your skinny jeans.
4. Come on. 5. He's still smiling. I should stay here all day. 6.
All right.
7.
All right, you're going to 10. You're going to 10.
8. I think you could do them all day.
Yeah.
9. And 10.
All right, you're good. You're good. I don't want you to be out of breath when you give all of his handles.
Nice.
Look at him. He doesn't
I'm
even
not
look
even
like
out of
he's.
breath.
Look
Dude,
at
come
him.
on.
Wow.
Can I tell you, next time we come, he's probably not going to make any mistakes?
No, he's not. See? All right,
You
Chase.
kept me honest. Those were 10 burpees.
Yep. So
You
you have,
counted.
technically you have 7 in the bank, so you have 7 mistakes to look forward to
All
next
right.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
You're good.
Next time he comes on, I am a little bit out of breath.
See that?
I wasn't expecting that. I do have a cold, guys, so
Yeah, here comes the
So
excuses.
funny looking. So funny
got
looking
a
at.
cold.
the-
I got 4 hours of sleep last night. And
So funny looking at the Mack Media staff looking through the window, being like, "What the hell is Chase doing?"
They're like,
He's
"We're not
doing
inviting this
burpees."
guy back again.
Right?
those guys never done burpees in their life.
Oh
All right,
boy, look at him.
let's close this out here. First of all, Andy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And if you're looking to learn more about Andrew Berman and the personal training he provides, you can find out more information on the G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness Instagram at G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness. That's at G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness, or his personal Instagram, which is at FitandHarry _ G.
Love the name.
_O_A_T_. They also have a Facebook page, G.O.A.T Mafya Fitness.
I love how he's breathing heavy right now. And he's trying to remain calm. Like, I'm young. I should be able to do this. All the thoughts going through his head right now.
I have 10 more excuses. Andy, thank you so much for coming by. Thanks, it was a pleasure. Chase. For all of our listeners, if you like our content, please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. Also, follow us on Instagram. That's at Mack Talks, at MACK Talks. If you want to give Scott and I a follow on Instagram as well, you can find us at Scotty_content. That's at SCOTTY_content_. And if you want to follow me, it's at Chase_Hutchison_. That's at Chase, CHASE_Hutchison_.
Awesome.
Go out there, support Andy's foundations that he's working with. Go out there, do some push-ups, donate some money. Let's help these kids. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Love
having
you, brother.
us.
Keep up the good work. Awesome. Scrappy, give him some.
Bam.
Give him some. Give him some.
Boom.
Bang. Paleo Cat's gonna be real upset now.
Totally.